start with our first real experience in the pit, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be part of. This is a special place, and walking down the ramp, jump ball going up. I think everybody in our room had goosebumps for that, and so that was fun to experience. We're looking forward to building on that, and I thought our guys set the tone defensively to start the game, and we kind of went from there, but had some guys with some good performances, did some good things, lots of stuff to work out. Overall, really great first time out for us.
First half defense, especially as you already alluded to, what was it that was working so well? They had 12 first half turnovers. They were held to 20% shooting in the first half. What was it that did all that?
I thought we were pretty connected. Our communication was good. We controlled the ball pretty well. I think deep into the first half, they had their two baskets were transition opportunities off of turnovers. So for the most part, I thought we did a nice job of keeping the ball out of the paint and getting shots contested. They had some looks, but I thought for the most part everything was pretty difficult for them.
And in this era of college basketball with the transfer portal, coaches still kind of use this theme of we want to get old. You had three freshmen, two lead the way in scoring, 14 points apiece with Jake and Uriah. And then I know Tomislav isn't a traditional freshman, but it was his first college game. He had 15 rebounds and 8 points. So your three freshmen kind of led the way tonight. How unique is that your freshmen playing their first college games had such an impact on their first game in the pit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think everybody's got impact freshmen on their roster this day and age, and we're not worried necessarily about age as much as are they a good player, are they the right mentality and approach to the game, do they fit what we're trying to do? I think that it's nice to have a balance. I think we have some older guys as well who are playing good basketball. So I like the way our team complements each other, and I'm confident we're going to continue to improve throughout.
And then that defense, while as good as it was, they missed their first 6 shots in the second half. But from after those first 6 shots, they did pretty well. They had 40 points. Their total percentage ended up being just fine because of that second half. I'm curious what kind of happened where the defense let up in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look at the film to see exactly where some of the breakdowns came, but we did have more breakdowns in the second half. They had some shots go that we're probably okay with, and they made them. And sometimes shooting can be a little contagious. So once they sort of got one to go, I think Zero got going a little bit, and he's not someone that has shot the ball well in the past. So some of it is just flow of the game, and other stuff or breakdowns on our part that we'll have to look at and correct.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Tajavis and Uriah really led the way for the bench. What's your thoughts on those guys' performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought they both played really well.
And on top of that as well, your team was facilitating the ball. I felt like everybody was touching the rock. What's your thoughts on the way your team was able to facilitate tonight?
I thought there were times when that happened, and we had really good movement, and every time that we did, I thought our shot quality was pretty good. East Texas A&M is pretty aggressive defensively, and they switch everything and deny some stuff. So there were times when we had some trouble creating the ball movement, and guys had to make some individual plays and with some mixed results. But some of that was us getting a little stagnant, maybe not executing the way we need to, and some of that was stylistic from them defensively.
Coach, comments on your field goal percentage at 43%. Your three-point was 40%, and free throws were at 60.9%. Pretty typical of your team, a lot of scoring from different players.
I think we have a balanced team. We would like to be more efficient in terms of how we score the basketball. Thought we had some good chances around the rim that we'll make. I think we're going to be a pretty good free throw shooting team, so that's not a concern for me at this point. But yeah, I'd like to be more efficient. But yeah, I also think like there's going to be a lot of nights where we have a pretty balanced group in terms of who's scoring.
It seems like every team needs an enforcer, a guy that's going to go get the rebound when you need that. Tomislav seems to step up and become that guy tonight. He had a lot of rebounds. He's the guy that's going to crash the boards. Is that the player you want him to be?
Yeah, I thought he did really well tonight. Again, some of that is reactionary to how the other team is playing, so they were switching a lot. So he was inside quite a bit. I think he's a good basketball player who has a lot to his game. Like, he can put it on the floor, he can pass. He had some good, like, they kind of swarmed him a few times and he threw it out, and we got some good looks out of it. So yeah, I thought he was really impactful, but specifically around the basket versus some of the switches.
And then when the offense doesn't click, it obviously went well tonight, but when it doesn't click, is this team to the point where you can settle in on defense and know that your defense can carry you through certain stretches?
I think where we are from an offensive execution standpoint, we're going to rely on the defense here right now. I think it's ahead of the offense at this stage, which isn't a huge surprise. But I think as we clean things up offensively, we'd like to be complementary. We'd like to take care of the ball a little better and limit some of the transition where they're able to get some points, and then we'd like to maybe be even more disruptive ourselves where we can turn some defense into offense. So I think there's a lot of room for growth on both sides of the ball.
I remember Paul Weir's first game as a head coach in here. I saw him in the ramp before that, his first game. He was a nervous wreck. I saw you before the first few minutes. You seemed just fine. You were just completely at ease. Were you actually feeling that way?
I mean, I would internally describe myself as a nervous wreck before all games, but also, I kind of touched on it in the opening, but like, this is a special place, and first time out for regular season, this environment, like, I did kind of consciously try to enjoy that early part of the game and the experience of having the first one here, and you only get one first time, so I was conscious to try to appreciate that, and but yeah, I share that nervous feeling before every game, I think, and that back every time, right? Like, I can, I don't know how many I've done, but I don't think it ever changes.
Coach, Will basically asked what I was going to ask, but as far as having a team of all new guys, were you expecting the defense to come around this soon in the first game, and how would you compare it to some of the experienced teams that you've had in the past?
It's different. I mean, I haven't had a team where everybody's new, so like, that experience for myself and all the players and everyone on the staff is kind of new. But honestly, like, going into the exhibitions early here, we felt like we were in a pretty good place offensively relative to how we're playing in practice, how we're shooting the ball in practice, and frankly had a few more concerns going into the first one on the defensive side, and that's been flipped a little bit. Some of that is just playing against different, right? You kind of learn all you can in practice, and then you play against different schemes and different teams and different things like that. And so our adjustment period is ongoing. But the effort and the motor that guys are playing with on the defensive end is a big part of it. Like, we're not perfect and all that, but they're covering up for some of it by just kind of flying around and making some plays. So yeah, it's been good. I'm excited about where we are defensively, because I know how much we're going to get better throughout the season. So if this is where we are now, I'm pretty encouraged about where we can go. And offensively, I got a lot of confidence in these guys that they're going to figure it out.
So I know you've obviously had the two exhibitions, but I mean, with this being your first true game, I'm just curious how you thought the game flow went from like a in-game coaching perspective. The substitutions, timeouts, drawing plays, that kind of stuff. How was that kind of game flow for you?
It mostly pretty good. We had some rotation stuff that didn't work out exactly the way we thought, and that's my fault and a couple of miscommunications. But generally, it was fine. Not a ton of drawing stuff up on the board relative to how they played defensively. It's kind of hard to have anything that's kind of long developing against that style of defense. So we were a little more just trying to get our feet in the paint, share the basketball.
So you're back in here in less than 72 hours. Just one, how excited are you to get back in the gym and perform in front of the pit again? And then two, just kind of how you plan to manage these tight turnarounds.
Yeah, I thought our guys did a really good job with the preparation. Our staff does a great job with the scouting reports and the feedback for them based on what we're watching on film. So we try to be really consistent in that approach, but we think that's an important part of defensive execution specifically, but both sides of the ball is being focused in the preparation and then taking that preparation and applying it to the floor. And I thought we did that really well in the first half, which allowed us to create a little separation.
Coach, what can you say about Uriah Tennette? 5 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3 points land, and 5 assists and 3 steals. Had a nice performance tonight. What can you say about that?
Yeah, I thought Uriah played well. He's a good player. We expect him to impact the game when he's out there, and I thought he did that tonight for sure. We'll watch film with him like we talked about. And there's some plays I can think of that I know he'd like to have back, but for his first time out to have an impact like that, and I loved his aggression. I thought he was able to, again, versus a lot of the switching, he was able to get his feet in the paint pretty much at will and made some plays obviously for himself. But the 5 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals, those are impactful numbers for him. And so, yeah, he did a great job.
I got one more. I want to do a quick follow-up to Uriah. His dad actually came up, and Will and I were in the press row. He was just saying he wanted Uriah to dunk that. Like, there's one that he didn't dunk in the first half, or try and dunk, and he said he needs to dunk that. Are you surprised at all when you see Uriah at 5'11", actually, when he did try and dunk multiple times in the second half, and he's just jumping at these 6'8" guys?
Nobody that watches Uriah every day in practice is surprised by the stuff he's doing. We see that stuff all the time, and all the fans that came to the Lobo Howl and saw the dunk contest, and he's an explosive athlete, and he's going to make some plays above the rim for sure.
Right. So 8 3-pointers and 19 twos. Is this a team that shoots too many twos?
No. No, that's a great question. I thought we did a nice job tonight of taking what they gave us. We'd like to be a little more efficient on the twos, but if they're going to switch that amount and kind of pressure the ball, like we're gonna drive it.
I would say so. I feel like we played a little bit more as a team today. Got a lot more good shots off of one-mores and stuff like that. Just played together more, so it did feel a lot better.
So the offense, he's been talking an awful lot about, don't just settle for the good shot, settle for the really good shot later in the shot clock. And you kind of mentioned that, but defensively, you guys get 21 turnovers. You're holding them 2 minutes into the second half. They're at like 16% shooting still. I know you guys didn't finish defensively that well, but what was working so well, at least that first half?
Just the ball pressure and just helping each other out in our rotations was really the main thing. Just talk and communicate with each other.
And what led up?
Just probably the comfortability with the lead. We just got comfortable at the end there, but we're going to finish better next time.
Okay, well, I'm going to hold and let Chase get set up. We'll wait for him. All right, go ahead. Who's next?
Here.
Right here.
Defense, they started 0 for 20 on 3-point shots. What is it about the defense that was just working tonight?
Just crowding them on the catch. Whenever they get a catch, just be there on it. Just ball pressure. That was really the main thing at the beginning of the game that coach was going over. Just don't let them be comfortable when they catch the ball. Just force them to drive. Don't let them get any open looks.
Is it true that the defense develops quicker than the offense? Because it seems like maybe you guys aren't quite familiar with yourselves, with each other on offense, but the defense is clicking.
I feel like it's just a lot easier to connect on defense. You see one guy flying around hard, it just makes you want to fly around hard just to help him out,
I know you had an exhibition game in here, but hey, first game in the pit, it counts, the lights are bright. What's your feeling towards that?
Oh, it's great. The crowd's great. Just really love the people, It's a great time out there.
Tajavis, 3 for 3 from 3-point land. You just let everything fly. What got you in the groove tonight?
Just seeing the first one go in, that was the main thing. Just got to keep the confidence to keep shooting it, even if you don't make it.
8-0 run there in the second half, and it looked like that's the kind of basketball that Coach Olen is looking to play. How did that feel to get in that little kind of groove? He looked like he was happy and wanted some more.
It's good. You get the team going, get a couple steals, get a couple layups and threes, then that gets the crowd behind you, and then the whole energy everywhere is just a lot better. And then it just helps us play better and play harder.
So I know you guys have had a lot of high praise for all the freshmen, entering the season, but to see guys like, Uriah, Jake, Thomas Love have the nights that they did in their very first career college basketball game, how cool is that to just watch them do their thing?
Oh man, it's great. Those guys are insane. You guys haven't even seen half of it. It's a lot more that they could do. that I'm excited for them to do, and just be able to show you guys what they got.
And having a night like tonight, I mean, you guys are going to be back here on Saturday, so having a night like tonight, like how much more excited does that make you? Like, hey, we're going to be back in this building, we're going to do it again just here in a few days.
I'm really excited. Just being able to play in front of this crowd, just play for those guys is really fun.
What do you think this team so far, after the performance they put on tonight, is like teaching you so far? It's only game one, but for the rest of the season moving forward, what did you learn tonight?
Just play more together on the offensive side. That's the main thing, I would say.
So what you can tell Mom?
Oh, I ain't even in a conversation yet. Just keep it cool this time, you know. They were trying to play him for softball, but, you know, she ain't going to be able to get her get back for this one. So.
And I did ask you when you committed if you could hit a fastball off your mom.
I still stand on it. I can. I feel like I can. I'm going to still stand on it.
Even when she's bringing it?
Yep, I'm going to still stand on it. I believe in myself.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a period where, you know, you want to prove yourself, especially right when you get here. And I think just the whole environment, everyone being new, I think it definitely, like, gave me, you know, confidence to be able to come in as a freshman because everyone's new. Like, everyone has a fair shot, you know, in the rotation, starting and whatnot. So just having that confidence and not having, like, older guys who are, like, bashing on you because you're a freshman or anything. Like, everyone opened us freshmen with you know, open arms, and you know, they were really excited and keep feeding confidence, especially after the first exhibition game. I know, you know, I wasn't happy with my performance. I shot it, you know, terrible, but you know, they just keep feeding confidence into me, keep shooting the ball, and you know, it's great to have those older guys.
So after that first game, I know Dayton said you're never going to, Jake will never shoot like that again. Since that first exhibition game, and it was just an exhibition, only 600 fans were there, but I'm curious how much that weighed on your mind, that shooting performance, and when the last time you had anything quite like that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can't remember last time I had a, you know, shooting performance like that. So I think just, you know, mentally getting over it, mentally trusting my work, and I think it definitely weighed on me, especially after the game. We lost. You know, the biggest thing was losing, and then it was like I felt like I had a part to do with it just because I shot the ball so bad. So, you know, I was bummed, but just right back into the gym, you know, trusting the work, and you know, I think I'm shooting the ball better, but not as good as I want to. Missed a couple wide open ones, so you know, just get back to work.
I think the odds of your first college points would have been a three-pointer, would have been pretty high, but yet you scored in the low post.
Yeah.
Like, just take us through that play and I mean, just what goes through your mind when you're scoring your first college points?
Yeah, man, it was exciting. Saw a baseline drive, 45 cut from the wing, and I ended up running into the guy in the block, and they swung the ball, played behind, top of the key, and then Chris, great vision, great passer, he found me in the block, and coming into the game, we knew their bigs were going to jump, so just playing off that pump fake and, you know, getting a layup was really cool, really exciting.
I had people messaging me during the game about your play. They said you don't act like a freshman on the floor. You don't play like a guy who was in high school just a few months ago. You're out there shooting the ball. You play with a lot of confidence. Look, I know you did that. You scored a lot in high school, but this is a different level. You're playing in major level division college basketball.
Yeah.
You don't seem nervous at all. You don't seem out of your element. Where's that come from?
Just all the work put in. I mean, that coaching staff, you know, does an incredible job feeding confidence into me, and you know, just putting all the work in since we got here in the summer, and just trusting your work, trusting, you know, all the hours you put in, and I think it just comes from that. Like, not scared of the big moment. I want to take the big shots, you know, and I want to hit them, and I think I'm going to hit them.
Can you just talk about how excited you are to ride the momentum of this win into Saturday and be back in this building?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, first game you always want to start off hot, and I think we had a good win. I think defensively we played well. I think we could have, you know, beat them by more, but I think definitely just, you know, the excitement and all the nerves, you know, coming into the first real game in the pit. You know, just, yeah, like you said, riding the momentum in this Saturday, I think it's going to be big for us, and just keep playing.
Yeah, kind of going along with Will's comment, I had noticed that as well. As a matter of fact, we were talking about your play. I didn't know you were a freshman.
Yeah.
And you seemed to really carry yourself really well. You seem real calm under pressure. Is that from your coaching in high school? I mean, what do you attribute that to?
I mean, I think it's just from everything, like being in those high pressure situations. You know, in high school, I was always the guy taking that, you know, last second shot. So I kind of just had to, you know, live with it, and it just became natural for me. And, you know, just coming in, I just knew, like, just trust your work. You know, your shots are gonna fall. Just shoot the ball. Don't overthink it. And yeah, just being in those situations a lot just, you know, helps me be calm.
Jake, I mean, what everybody else is saying, I mean, the way you carry yourself, the way you play out there on the court, what expectations do you hold yourself to when game day arrives?
Yeah, I mean, crazy expectations, you know. I mean, I wasn't very happy with how I played, to be honest. I thought I missed a bunch of easy ones. Floater at the end of the first half, a couple open threes, corner three. Should never miss a corner three, especially wide open. So, yeah, just, you know, expectations. But my coaches, you know, they try to, you know, it's your first real college game. You gotta be realistic. But, I mean, I think that's why, you know, I get so calm because I hold myself to such high expectations. And, you know, when I don't, you know, I'm going to go get more shots up. Like, I wasn't happy with how I shot the ball, so I think just getting in the gym and then trusting that work, you know, leads to me being calm in the games.
Two real quick ones. Did you have family here?
Yeah, a bunch.
How many people were here?
My mom, my dad, my little brother, and then my grandma and grandpa.
Where were they all sitting?
They're all behind the hoop. I think about maybe 15 rows up, 10,
and the
15.
You first scored on, or the other side?
The other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wrong side of the court.
Yeah.
And then second, look, Uriah is the guy that's going to try to dunk on everybody. What are you going to do to start doing that same thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Uriah has unbelievable athleticism, and I think, you know, I'm more of a below the rim guy. Get you in the air, flip you on your head, like we say. But yeah, I have some athleticism. Maybe I'll show it. We'll see.